Hello, friends. I'm Andrea Morris, and welcome to another edition of Spill the Wine, our podcast about wine. And on this episode, we are continuing our journey to Norfolk County, which is so much fun because it's such a unique experience to be here because we've done so many episodes in the Niagara Bench region, which is near and dear to my heart. But now I want to show you, the listener, that Ontario has more to offer, and we have some different areas to visit. And today, we are visiting with one of my favorite wineries, which is Burning Kiln. And I'm so happy to be speaking with Jaime Drayer, who is the Marketing Coordinator for Burning Kiln. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to speak with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored.
Yay. Well, first of all, let's talk about Burning Kiln and where the name came from.
Yes. So we are a former tobacco farm. So right now, we are sitting in the former tobacco packing barn. So this was, if you look up, you can see the structure.
Big, tall ceilings, listener. It's like rafters, beautiful, just airy. And there is that tobacco smell that's still here.
Still lingers. And in our barrel room, which is right here, that actually was our strip room where they would strip, sounds a lot more exciting than it is, where they would strip the leaves off the tobacco plants. So this was a tobacco farm. When around like early 2000s, farmers were starting to get buyouts to change over from tobacco to growing other things because trying to encourage people to smoke less and such. So the story goes that one of the teachers from Niagara College came here to test the soil, or sent two students here to test the soil, and found that a sandy soil, or sandy loam, I should say, is perfect for growing grapes. So we were the first winery in the region to try it, and we opened in 2011. So it's been some time. We have a proprietary way of growing our grapes in the Appassimento style, but normally that would be done in Italy under the Tuscan sun. We do not have a Tuscan sun, despite what we wish we had.
This week we do.
Yeah, we sure do. But come October, probably won't be around. So we dry them in tobacco kilns. Now, they're not used tobacco kilns. People often ask, will it taste like cigarettes or taste like? Absolutely not. These are newer, modern tobacco kilns. They're white. They're not the traditional red with the green windows like you would see, like is in our logos. But the airflow works really well. There's a blower fan at the back, and they're stacked in these crates, so the air is able to flow. They're able to soak in the flavor of the skins for longer, as if they were laid out on burlap in the sun. And so the burning kiln term comes from, in the old tobacco kilns, there was no blower heater to dry the grapes. They lit a fire, and that fire in a kiln that was made of wood often burned. Hence the burning kiln. So yeah, a lot of people come out here and they don't know anything about the tobacco industry. You don't unless you grow up in tobacco industry. Why would you? So it's a fun story to tell.
It's interesting because I wouldn't think that this area was a big tobacco farming area.
It's huge,
really?
Huge. And if you drive around, you will actually see there are still several tobacco farms.
So from one vice to another.
Yeah, exactly. Slightly healthier one.
Keep it in the family, right? So 2011, you started growing here?
That was our first year that we opened.
Oh, that you opened, okay.
The vines, I believe, were planted, I might get this wrong, but I believe they were planted 2 years prior to that. And then were harvested and made into our first batch of wine. And some of these wines that you're going to be tasting today are original wines. Not all of them. We have added to the portfolio. We have about 19, give or take, wines, because sometimes we'll have a new vintage come or a new varietal come, and we've dropped one off. Something like our M1 Merlot, which is super popular, but because it takes so long to age, it's not back till 2028. So it is part of our wine family, but sometimes we just have a little wait in between.
What were the first grapes that were planted here?
I believe Riesling. I believe it was Riesling.
That makes sense because it's a cool climate grape.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our Pinot Noir does really well here as well, which you've probably heard from some of the other cool climate grape growers as well.
Which is interesting also because Pinot is such a difficult grape.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you can grow it here.
Yep. We have good years and bad years.
Are you using a specific clone?
That I don't know. That would be a question for our winemaker, that's for sure.
Because it's so difficult at so many times.
We have a lot of it growing so that we can back it up if something doesn't go well. That is another interesting thing about Burning Kiln is we grow almost all of our grapes right here on the farm. So the only grapes that we don't grow here are our Sauvignon Blanc and our Cab Sauv. Those come from Niagara though, and then it's all produced here.
So it's still Ontario-based?
Yep, everything is all VQA here.
I came here years ago, and it's interesting and fun to see how much you've grown as a winery as well, with your patio out in front now and like the permanent food truck and your concert series as well.
Yes, oh my gosh, it's huge. It's become a beast. And you can imagine as a marketer, it's a lot because it's not just a single business. It's not just a winery, it's a concert venue, it's a wedding venue, we have a farmhouse inn that you can stay in as well, so we have that to market. We've got an entire restaurant that is now year-round. We do bring the dining in here into our production room, but that is also quite a little jig we have to do because first and foremost, we produce wine.
Exactly.
So we need the space to be able to fit the tables in here. And we have a tiny little kitchen that our chef cooks out of in the winter because our C-can cannot be used in the winter.
Right.
So, but yeah, then we're booming in the summer.
That's so great. It's nice to see another area doing so well. And you particularly as like one of the first wineries here to just continue to grow and to also add other things to your portfolio outside of just wine.
It's very cool. There's never a dull moment here, that's for sure. And we're very lucky to have all of our friends nearby and all of us work together. We love our friends at Front Row. We love our friends at Innisphere, at Frisky Beaver, at Hounds of Erie, at Bonnie Heath. There are just so many wonderful wineries and we love to take turns tasting at different ones. And because everyone has something that they specialize in that you can get at one and you can't get at another. And there's so many breweries out here. Like, for instance, when I grew up here, I left in 2005 and moved to Hamilton for like 17 years. When I left, it was all tobacco country. When I came back, it's all wine and beer. So I'm very happy to be back in Norfolk, that's for sure.
So what is the most popular wine that you sell here?
The most popular wine, and it is the third on our tasting flight, is our Horse and Boat Riesling, by far. That is our best-selling white, but is our best-selling overall. I do help with the reporting as well, and when we report the glasses sold, it's definitely the top one.
You can't go wrong with the Riesling, though, and it does grow so well in this climate.
Yes.
So
yes, certainly.
I'm excited to taste because I haven't been here and done a tasting in a long time.
Well, then I think things have probably changed quite a bit. It'll be...
Yeah. I remember
twist your arm.
Yes, yes. And I remember my friends and I particularly really loved your rosé, so I'm very happy to see that's one of the things we're starting off with.
Wonderful. And this might have gone back. Our rosé has been through a few different iterations. So right now it's 100% Merlot. It was this several years ago. Our more recent vintage was a Pinot Noir. Then we had a Pinot Noir and Gamay blend. We love every one of them. This one is a bit tricky for people because the rich color. Previous versions were more of a light coral. This rich color, people expect it to be sweet. It is dry. It is extremely dry.
It's rare to have a Merlot rosé.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of strawberry on the palate as well. Wow.
But it finishes really dry, right?
Finishes dry, yeah. That's really nice.
Thank you. Thank you as if I make it, but I love it. It's been a
I drink it. Yeah. That's a really unique rosé.
I'm really glad to hear it. And right now, I'm not sure when this podcast will air, but for the month of July, it's 25% off. So we do, and if your listeners tune in at another date, every month we do a feature.
This will be a November release for this podcast.
Okay, well, I haven't thought that far ahead yet. But
well, you know what, get back to me and we can do.
They'll have to check in because it'll probably be a red by then. But each month, we do a bottle. If you come into the winery, you get a glass 25% off. If you purchase online or in-store, the bottles are 25% off. And we just kind of work our way through the different bottles and try to feature.
What a great idea. And this is, like I said, this is a stunningly beautiful rosé. And for me, tasting a Merlot is really interesting because I usually like a Pinot Noir rosé.
They are good.
Yeah.
They are very good.
But this is really, really good. Don't let the color of this put you off, because I know you can't see it while you're listening, but you will see it in the show notes. And it really is a deep, deep red.
It's very dark, especially compared to our previous with the lighter coral colors. And yeah, we have had a lot of people, oh, I don't know about that color. It looks sweet. We always say you've got to try it.
Well, see, don't judge a book by its
That's right,
cover.
exactly.
Don't judge a wine by its color, right?
And it pairs really lovely with an old cheddar. And then there's no heavy tannins in the back of your throat or anything.
That's a really refreshing, great summer rosé. Very happy with that.
Wonderful.
Well, we started off with a bang.
Yes, of course.
And I love that our second wine is called Quitting Time. Because it's not really.
No, it's just getting started time.
Right.
So again, all of the terms for our wines come from the tobacco industry. So the broken needle was the needle that they would use to sew the leaves, and they would break all the time. So hence broken needle. Quitting time is, well, end of the day, it's time to quit, let's party. And this is our Pinot Grigio. And the thing I find so special about this is I find Pinot Grigios are often somewhat generic at the store. I've never really had a Pinot Grigio that really stuck in my mind. And this one is unique.
Oh, that's really nice.
But again, very dry.
Yeah.
But not so
Not
dry.
overly dry.
No.
It's such a light color as well. It almost looks like water in a glass. That's also deceiving.
It is, and especially if you look at it next to the Horse and Boat. Well, this new vintage Horse and Boat is a little bit, it is definitely lighter.
That's a little lighter as well, but this is beautiful. Great summertime wine.
Very nice, perfectly
But I think
chill.
it would also work in the winter as well, really refreshing with a fish.
Yes, definitely. I eat a lot of salad bowls, and I've tried different like peanut dressings and stuff, and I find it's quite complimentary. It goes with a lot of things. Pinot Grigio, for sure.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. Well, we're 2 for 2, Jamie.
Excellent.
Which is fantastic. Okay, so where does the horse and boat term come from in terms of tobacco?
So the horse and boat is what, before they would have tractors pulling the boat, which is essentially a sleigh filled with the tobacco leaves. They would have a horse pulling what they called a boat.
Oh.
So it's literally, a horse-pulled trailer, so to speak, to carry, so that the workers didn't have to carry everything themselves.
Right, so not a horse and buggy, but a horse and boat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a tobacco term. There's all these weird little terms, like colloquially, kiln is pronounced kill. We say kiln here, that's what it is. But I noticed, it took me a little while to get used to it, people in this area would say, oh, I'm going to the Burning Kiln. And I would say, why does everyone say it like that? I guess that was just the way that they would pronounce kiln. It was just kind of colloquially a kill. Oh, take it out to the tobacco kill.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like Burning Kiln. Now I guess we have to redo the beginning of the podcast and call it Burning Kiln. I'm just noticing as I sit here with you as well that on the walls are all these really cool pictures of when this was a tobacco farm.
Yes.
So listener, when you come here, you can see what the history of this place is and also kind of associate the names of the wine with the pictures.
Exactly.
Which is it's also a learning experience.
It's been a huge learning experience for me, even growing up here in tobacco country. There's a lot I didn't know. Like our kitchen is called the back kitchen. And for a while, I thought, well, why is it called, it's at the front of the property. Why is it called the back kitchen? I couldn't understand. The back kitchen was where the wives or the women would work and cook up the food for the workers on the tobacco farm. And they'd prepare the meal and bring it out for everybody. They always called it, the back kitchen in the house, the back kitchen at the farm. So it's everything here ties in.
So when you're deciding that you're going to maybe make a new variety of wine, do you have to go through and go like, oh no, what are we going to call this one?
Oh yes,
find
you
new
should
terminology?
have seen what we did. We had a new one come out called Autumn. And oh my gosh, we went through so many rounds trying to figure it out. And some of the terms were like, well, could we use it? Some of them just don't sound appealing. So there were some we didn't want to use. But autumn is when we have a harvest. Autumn is when our skies are the most beautiful. Autumn, it's a red wine. It's a premium Pinot Noir. So we thought.
You had me at premium Pinot Noir. You can call it whatever you want.
So the Horse and Boat is our most popular white wine. and it is an off-dry Riesling. Myself, personally, I'm not usually a huge Riesling fan. It's a little sweet for me. I like my wines drier, but I love this one. And especially this new vintage, the 2024 that just came out. Our previous was 23 grams of sugar per liter. This one is just 20. It's still quite a bit, but that just 3 gram difference makes a huge difference in the flavor profile for me.
I think this would be when people think about Riesling, this is what they would think would be a traditional Riesling, because it is sweeter than the ones in the Niagara region.
It's quite sweet,
yeah,
but without being
cloying.
Exactly. We have a dessert wine called Sweet Leaf. It is very, very sweet. I also find this is a perfect entry-level wine. So people will come in and say, I've never really had wine. I don't know if I would like it. I don't like the way it makes my throat feel, or I don't like the taste. And so we always say, try the Horse and Boat. It's like the gateway wine, I like to call it, because it's just sweet enough that it's almost like a juice, which also makes it dangerous.
Yes, because you'd be like, oh.
Put that back.
My juice evaporated.
How
did that happen?
Exactly. Juice is healthy for you. The other really nice thing about this wine and all Rieslings is they pair really nicely with spicy food. I personally love spicy food. We had a really cool evening here. We have our 3 workers that come every year from Jamaica. They've been here some of them for 30 years, since when it was a tobacco farm previously. And so we treat them like family, and they are amazing for us. So when they leave, we like to treat them to a dinner. Well, our chef, Nikki, at the back kitchen made jerk chicken and fish this year before they left. And they said, oh, you're gonna do it like real? And she said, oh yeah. So she made it really spicy. Some of us could handle it, some of us couldn't. And I loved pairing this Riesling with it because it just cuts the spice. It just completely, people say a glass of milk, I say a glass of Riesling. You'll feel better too.
It's like a Gewürztraminer with like a Thai food or an Indian food.
Yes.
This would be the same thing. And I could see where this would definitely work like that, because it would cut that heat down, and then you could eat more and drink more.
Yes, and who doesn't want to eat and drink more?
Some people, I don't know.
we don't know what that's like.
I don't know either. I mean, this is a lot of people that like a dry Riesling wouldn't like this, but I think you're right. It's very entry level, but it's also great for spicy food.
Yeah.
And on a hot summer day,
oh yes,
yeah, this would be so refreshing.
Perfectly chilled.
Yeah, because I find when it's super hot, I don't like those really, really dry wines. Like I want something that's got that little bit of a sugar content.
Yep.
So I feel like I'm drinking adult lemonade.
You need your electrolytes.
You do. And so see, you're doing a community service here.
I like to think so. Not all heroes wear capes, Our winemaker is the true hero. I cannot take any credit.
Well, someone has to market him, right?
That's true.
No one would go to Marvel movies if they didn't know that there was someone marketing it to make them want to go, right? So there you go. You're pushing it for him. No, really, I'm really enjoying that.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So then are you ready to move on to the reds?
I am, because I hear we're going to an after party.
We are going to an after party. So the after party comes from our house wines are called Harvest Party. We have a Harvest Party Red and a Harvest Party White. Those are our kind of entry-level wines. They're really affordable at $16.50 a bottle. So for 100% VQA wine, they're both blends. We serve them at all of our weddings and events here because they pair nicely with everything. So we have those, but then you've got your Harvest Party, but then you've got to continue on to your after party. And it's very fitting. So this Syrah, this after party came out several years ago, winemakers ago, and it's been brought back. I don't believe this Syrah was grown here. I believe it's Niagara as well. But I was very excited when I saw them punching down the Syrah grapes because Syrah/Shiraz is my very favorite wine. And I did learn from our winemakers here that Shiraz is basically Australian and everything else is Syrah, which is the French way.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. I love a Syrah. I also learned that cool climate Syrahs are a lot lighter bodied because I drank it, I loved it, but I asked our winemaker why it was so much lighter than I'm used to with a Syrah or a Shiraz. So Similar flavor profile, but a lot lighter in body than an Australian Shiraz would be in a warm climate.
And did he tell you the reason why it's lighter?
I guess it's just the way that the grapes are. I'm probably misspeaking, but
Because we recently did a podcast episode with Casaba, with the new winemaker Chris, and he was saying that with their Syrah, they use some Viognier grapes with it.
Oh, okay.
Which I had no idea that that's how you give that the Syrah that little bit of an extra taste.
I believe this one is 100%. I usually check the VQA website when I'm putting everything online. So I usually have an idea of what's in it. It might be a very small percent blended with something else, but I'm pretty sure that it's.
Yeah, and that's what he said too, very small percent, but it just gives it a little bit more of an oomph. But the color of this is beautiful.
It's lovely.
It's just like a nice, deep red,
it's
almost
got
purple.
That smokiness that I
it
just
really does.
love in a Syrah /
Well, how
Shiraz.
appropriate that it would be smoky
I know,
here.
right? And people often ask, we'll get questions sometimes on the tasting bar. Well, I'm allergic to tobacco. Is it? Don't worry, there's no tobacco in any of our products. We just use the kilns, but again, they're new kilns. So there's any smokiness is just in how the wine is actually made.
It's really nice. It's very, I can taste like blackberry kind of.
I love this one. We actually launched this at our own after party. We had a staff party. Our GM is awesome and she values giving back to our staff. So we had a staff party, I guess like end of May, I believe it was. And that's when we launched this as a group. We all got to try it before it came out. And then we launched the actual drink. So I said, we tested it at our own after party.
Was this the first Syrah you've ever done?
This was done previous years, but not since I've been here. This was maybe done maybe 7 years ago, something like that. It's been a while.
So it was always called After Party?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Because you stick with the name.
It's light
It
red,
is very
so it's
light.
nice for the summer because I don't know about you, I'm not a big red drinker in the summer personally.
I will drink reds depending on what I'm cooking. Because if I'm having a steak, there's no way I'm drinking a white with it. If I'm going to make burgers or a steak, I will always have a red. But this would be a perfect red to have with that.
Yeah, and I like to say that you don't, I like to say that you don't need any red meat to cut it because it's light enough. And it will pair nicely also with a book. So I like to sip my wine, read my book, sit at home. It will pair well.
Yeah.
And all of the wines you've tasted so far are $25 and under. The next one we're going to try is Boss, and that one retails for $44.95, and I think you will taste why in a moment.
Well, I can tell from the color of this right away that this is a smasher because it's so dark. It's such a deep color. And when I think of Boss, I'm like, obviously, my mind goes right to Springsteen.
Of course.
But I'm sure that is not the tobacco connection.
And this one is just, it's what it sounds like. It's the Boss. It's the Boss on the tobacco farm. The boss is coming. You got to be careful. You got to do your job. And this is one that is kiln dried. So we have stamps on all of them that say, so that means that this one, the grapes were dried in a tobacco kiln for a period of time to help keep them on the skins longer.
Is that what raises the price of it, or is it just?
Yes.
Yes.
And also we call it the babysitting fee. So how long it sits on oak. I believe this one was 18 months.
Oh.
And we use a mix of French and American oak, but we're getting away from American oak because
Yeah.
tariffs and all that.
How about Canadian oak? Because when we were just talking with the folks down at Front Road, and they use Canadian oak.
Yeah,
and I think that's really.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I know we're French at the moment. I don't know if there is a plan to try Canadian oak. I'm not sure when or how that would change, but my intel has said it's French at the moment.
Well, it gives it a very different flavor, which oaks always do. But I have no problem with French oak. I think it's lovely, and this wine is just so fruit forward and
isn't it
so
lovely?
Deep and rich and magnificent.
It is definitely a staff favorite. We get our staff glasses after work, and especially when the weather's cooler, we are all choosing this one. And this one is another reason for the price and everything. It's made in limited quantities. So it's not a big batch wine at all. So when it runs out, it'll sometimes be gone for a year or two and we cry because we love it. We love it so much.
Yeah, it's so special. And, you know, also, if you think about it, like, I mean, $44.95 really for this quality of wine. If you were in the Niagara region, this would sell for a lot more.
Yes.
And not just there, but if you were a California wine of this quality would probably be like...
And they know a good Cab Sauv in California, that's for sure. But that is what, that has been kind of my mission since the whole tariff thing started and since American wines were pulled off the shelves at our LCBOs. A lot of people were upset. I love my California Cab Sauv. And I went on social media and I did a whole thing where I said, tell me what California wine you love or American wine you love, and I'll give you an alternative. And it was fun. It was fun for me. I got to challenge my ideas because there were certain varietals I hadn't even heard of. So I'm doing research and thinking about what we have and how that would compare. And most people were saying Cab Sauv, so I was recommending our boss for sure.
Now, is this grape grown on this property?
This one is not. This is a Niagara grape. It's just a little bit too finicky in our soil.
But it's stunning.
But everything else is done here. And
yeah, it's really beautiful, really, really full-bodied, gorgeous wine. And, you know, we're just talking about what you were talking about with the tariffs and the like. I just yesterday saw that there's a study that was done in Brock University that shows that wine sales for Canadian wines have gone up 60% since the tariffs.
Wonderful.
Which I think is fantastic. And I think it kind of sucks that it took tariffs to make people realize what great wines we have here.
I really try to challenge.
But I'm also happy.
Yeah, I really try to challenge people because I've known people. I don't drink Canadian. I don't drink any Ontario wines. I would challenge you to try, even if you've tried some that you don't like, try a different winery. We're all different.
Try a different region.
Yes, a different region.
Because the wines in Niagara on the lake taste completely different than the wines on the bench.
Yep.
And the wines here have a different flavor as well. There's
all
a real
different
softness to the wines in this area that I find is more than likely because of the soil.
Exactly, that sandy loam. The scenery is beautiful. A lot of people just don't know of this area, which is like, we want everyone to know, but we also like it being a little secret at the same time. Because, you know, you hear wine country, everyone goes Niagara, Prince Edward County, or Ontario North Shore as well. And we're like, we're little Norfolk County, and we're growing. We are an emerging wine region, and we are getting very close to being a recognized wine region.
Yeah, for the appellation. Yeah, and I think that would really help a lot. But it's also, listener, just knowing that the views of all the wineries here are stunning. You're so close to Lake Erie.
We're so close.
Which is giving you completely different weather. Because I know growing up in Ohio that the Lake Erie is shallow.
Yes.
And the weather changes like that. And so you've got much colder winters because of the shallowness of the lake. And it's, but it also lends itself to some really interesting wines.
We're also, oddly, this part of Lake Erie, we're really protected by Long Point Bay. So it actually is quite warm here. Like, we can't even produce an ice wine because we don't stay cold enough for long enough. We will get those cold days, but even coming from Hamilton back home here, it would be snowing in the city and it would just be sleet here because it just doesn't always get as cold.
That's interesting as well, because I would think that it would be colder because of Lake Erie. But
oh yeah. It's this weird, it's protected by the bay, it's this Carolinian area.
It's probably because of where you're located as well, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So cool.
So I've left the big boy for last, so our kiln hanger.
We keep getting darker and darker and darker in color. It's like, this is now like...
It becomes a beautiful little palette. So this is 100% Cab Franc, and this is grown completely on our property here. This one is kiln dried as well. And this bottle retails for $69.95. So this is we have 3 premiums, 4 premiums now that we've introduced autumn, the premium Pinot Noir. So that one's $59.95. Our Inferno, which is 100% Petit Verdot. And then this kiln hanger, Cab Franc. And then our M1 Merlot. These are our gold labels, as we call them. And again, a lot of the reason for that price is the kiln drying and also the babysitting fee. This one was aged for 24 to 30 months on French and American oak.
So you are paying that babysitting fee?
Yes, exactly.
So the kill hanger.
Yes, the kill hanger. See, you got it.
I'm a quick learner.
You basically live here now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Nandor and I will stay forever. The kill hanger, beautiful. Now the name for this, obviously, because you're hanging the tobacco leaves.
Exactly. In the kiln. So that was like a coveted job to be the kiln hanger. So coveted wine, important. It's got that little bit of leathery suede. Yeah. And this is our 2019 vintage, which we are absolutely in love with. Our 2018 was good, but this one came out in the spring and we were very excited about it. I had someone come into tasting bar one time and tell me that he really liked a horsey tasting wine. Now that was a challenge for me. What do you have that tastes horsey? I thought horsey, okay. I'm thinking barn, I'm thinking woodsy, I'm thinking almost hay and maybe a little manure-y, like that's horsey means to me. This is where my mind went, and like leathers, like saddles and stuff.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I think I've got it. And he drank it and he said, that's exactly what I wanted. How did you know? Well, it was a good guess.
So are we changing the name now to horsey hanger?
Horsey hanger. So but it's also what you make of it. And that's what we always tell people. We can tell you what we taste in a wine, but what you taste in a wine is going to be completely different.
Yeah, because everyone has a different palate.
And same with quote unquote good wine or bad wine. A good wine to one person is a bad wine to another person. Not everyone is going to have the same taste. And that's something that's really important to us here at Burning Kiln is we never want to seem pretentious. There are times I've been to other wineries in different regions where I felt I don't know enough to go in there. I'm not dressed nice enough. I don't fit the demographic maybe, And here we like to say, like we're right by Turkey Point Beach. Throw on your cover over your bathing suit, throw on some jean shorts and a cute top and your flip-flops, and you can eat on our patio. You can come in and do a tasting. There's no fancy dress code. In the winters, we're all wearing buffalo plaid. We might seem fancy and some of the prices of our wines are a bit higher, but we try to make it really accessible for everyone. If you come in to do a tasting flight, a flight of 3 1-ounce pours is $10.
That's so reasonable.
3 2-ounce pours is $20. $20 would be great. Then we offer discounts if you purchase. So if you purchase 2 bottles of wine, you get $5 off. If you purchase 4 bottles of wine, you get $10 off. So everything really is accessible. Just because it's a winery doesn't mean that it's so fancy and that you don't fit in. And we have people that come in that know tons about wine. I've worked tasting bar and they've told me a thing or two and I'm like, go for it. And then we have people who know nothing about wine and that's okay. That's what we're here to tell you. We don't expect anyone to know. We want to educate you as much as you want to be educated. We also don't want to bore you.
But I love that you're saying that because that's basically like why I started this podcast, because I wanted to make wine approachable. Because so many times people think, oh no, I don't know anything about wine. I can't do a wine tasting.
They think they'll be judged. Absolutely not.
But it's about your own personal discovery.
Yep.
And I also think that the more you know about the winemaking process and the more you know about what's involved, and particularly when I've had episodes where I've spoken with winemakers, I'm in awe of the amount of work that goes into it.
It's incredible. I love speaking with our winemakers. I have a silly question. Nothing is too silly for them. And so we have 2 winemakers. Our senior winemaker is Nick. He is from New Zealand. So he makes, like our Sauvignon Blanc is killer.
Oh, of course, because he's from New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like their
And then
wine.
our assistant winemaker, Jono, is from Australia. So again, they're used to making warm climate wines. They've both worked all over the world, but they make these incredible cool climate wines here. But they've brought their expertise from the warm climate.
I would imagine that coming from a warm climate to then have to adapt to making cool climate wines would be such a like almost flipping the coin.
Yeah. But they pull it off, as you can tell.
They certainly do, because their wines are stunning. Like kudos to both of them. It's just absolutely fantastic.
They are the true MVPs. We just sell it, but they make the good stuff.
You market it, and you've got an easy product to market because, I haven't had one wine that I didn't like here.
It's lovely, whether I'm in my marketing role. When I first started here, I was on tasting bar. It makes it so easy to talk about the wines because they're good. It would be really hard to sell something you didn't like.
Yeah, trust me, I know. But yeah, you have to have that passion behind it and going like, yeah, this is a product I believe in. And I remember the first time I ever came here, just being blown away by your rosé I think I left with a case of wine because I really loved what you were doing here. And it's always stuck in my mind. So I'm so happy to have this chance to sit and talk with you about all these wines.
Thank you for including us. We really appreciate it. And yeah, again, it's just like, especially right here on Front Road, there's us, there's Long Point Eco Adventures across the street that carries our wine and carries wine and cider from Front Road Cellars and from Innisphere Wines. And it's just very cool. We're a very close-knit community. We all support each other. And we all are trying our different ways to give back to the environment. We have a pond out there that was the former tobacco irrigation pond. It's now managed by Alice Norfolk. Alice stands for Alternative Land Use Services. They're a nonprofit. They have sections all across Canada, and they take farmland that is no longer usable, and they create wetlands for species at risk.
Oh, that's so
if you come here any given day, you'll see turtles down there. You'll see all kinds of unique birds. It's very cool. It's very cool.
That's awesome.
So we're doing our best and we're taking little measures within the winery, whether it's, having our gift cards online and things like that, where we're trying to reduce plastic, reduce waste.
So cool. And I love that. I love your sense of community here because it reminds me of the bench where we have that same sense of community. Like when I was here doing my pre-podcast research and asking you guys where I should go, and you're all recommending places. And I love that because that's what we do as well. Like
it's family.
Yeah, it is. And that's how you grow instead of being competitive.
Yes, community over competition,
community
100%.
Completely overcomes competitiveness because then together you grow.
Yeah.
And that's how we make this region, not just I'm not saying like Norfolk County, Niagara, the bench, we become like what California is.
Yes. We're so lucky to live in areas where grapes grow and we can have this delicious wine. It's incredible. It's incredible to be able to just drive 15 minutes or an hour or wherever and be able to do these wine tastings where it's grown right on the property. Like,
yeah, and even
maybe take it for granted sometimes.
If you make the trip out here, you can you can do 3 wineries that are like you, Innisphere, Front Road are just literally within like a
few kilometers,
like a 5-minute drive between each other, which is so much fun for wine tasting.
Oh, it's lovely. And we all have these beautiful views of the marsh, of Lake Erie, and then you're close to the beach.
Yeah.
It's
a perfect staycation.
Yes. Oh my gosh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And also, we're recording this episode, listener, in the summer, which will be airing in November, but it's also beautiful in the fall.
Oh my gosh,
and gorgeous in the winter because it's just so still, and you get so much more attention when you come out here in the winter because there's less people. Definitely. You can actually talk with a winemaker. You can talk more with Jaime and just really get more of a feel for the area. So don't discount winter for wineries.
No, not at all.
It's really, if you're really into wine and really into discovering it, it's a beautiful time to
And we're
learn.
open year-round as well. We're open every day. I think we close Christmas, a couple days around Christmas, and that's about it. We are open all holidays. Yeah, we're open daily. We love it. We love when people come in the winter.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite times for wine tastings because it's just, there's something about those deep red wines,
yes.
the Killhanger is just like, I think wintertime,
yes.
just a fire.
Cozy up under a blanket and a glass. Oh, it's perfection.
Yeah, you're absolutely spectacular. I'm like, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
For taking the time out of your day to talk with us, because I know you're super busy, but like, it's been such a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And it just felt like coming home again.
Oh, well, you're always welcome
to
here.
sit and talk with you about these beautiful wines. So listener, you will be able to see information about the wines and about Burning Kiln on our show notes. And I just want to say, Jaime, it's been an absolute pleasure to sit with you.
Thank you so much. Same.
Yeah,
This was lovely.
So, like, we'll have to like sit there and read a book together and drink wine.
I love that idea.
Yeah, I'll remember the title next time I see you. So be sure, listener, to go to our to the show notes and check out Burning Kiln. Also, be sure to like and follow Spill the Wine on Instagram and Facebook. And check out our website, which is spillthewine.ca. We're very excited about it. There's also, you can send us an email, tell us where you think we should explore next. And give us any comments about anything that you want. The email address is contact@spillthewine.ca. We will be happy to speak with you, not spack with you, to speak with you. And also so thrilled when you tell your friends to follow us and to listen, because we need to grow the wine business here in Ontario and show everybody that, you know what, you don't need no stinking California wines.
Right.
Drink local, right?
Support local.
Exactly. And to that I will say cheers.
Cheers.
And we'll see you next time.